Here today with my friend Joe. He has been a great mentor to me within my career and private life as well, and I wanted to share him and his knowledge with a lot of my followers and friends too. So Joe, can you introduce you to me, to everyone?
I'm honored, Daniela, and I'm also very proud of you.
Thank you.
I've been cutting hair from an early age in grammar school. I knew I had the talent. I didn't know what I was doing though. So when I got out of high school, I went straight to beauty school, knowing that you get a better foundation in cutting hair with the intentions of doing men's hair. At that time, I heard of Jay Sebring, who was an innovative artist who kind of created men's hair cutting by shampooing, spray, using a blow dryer. No one did it at that time.
It was only barbers before that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I would look at magazines from Europe. I think one was called DFC. And I would try and copy that work. And so I got my license. I went to Sebring and he interviewed me. Actually, Daniela, the way it really happened was a friend of mine, William Escalera, we're friends from grammar school and high school. He called me up one day and he says, Joey, there's a place in Hollywood where they cut your hair wet. They put spray on your hair in a net and a dryer. We gotta go there. So both William and I went to Sebring's. I got my haircut. He got his haircut. And I'm looking in the mirror and all of a sudden I'm saying to myself, this is what I do at home. And I felt my hair after they sprayed it. And that was it. After that, I did go to beauty school, and it was actually the same beauty school that Jay Sebring and a lot of the top hairstylists at that time were going. It was called Comer and Duran on Selma and Hollywood Boulevard. So went there, got my license. I was cutting several guys or men there because that's actually what I wanted to do. And as I told you before, I thought you got a better foundation in cosmetology, cutting the overall head. And what I learned on my own was the barbering technique with around the ears and the back. But that's actually the way it happened. I went to Jay after that. I had my license and he said, bring me some models. I did. And the rest is what I told you before. And he said, bring 3 models. I did. And he said, I like your work. I will teach you. I shampooed. He said 6 months that you shampoo and you intern. I did that for 2 weeks and he already had me on the floor cutting. And I was, I think, 18 and a half.
That's incredible.
Maybe. And at that time, Jay Sebring was cutting just about every known person, actors, Elvis Presley, Frank Sinatra, Steve McQueen, Jimmy Stewart, Hank Fonda, and they were all coming into the shop. And I never had time to think, oh my God, I'm going to do Paul Newman this afternoon.
Right.
I was doing the Beach Boys, the Everly Brothers, Frankie Avalon, Fabian, you name it. And at this time, let's see, it was 1963 or 62 and a half till 1966 when I wanted to open my own salon. 66, I would be 22, 23.
That's very young to open your own salon.
It is, but I didn't know any better. So I didn't know that you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
And what I did was I went and I asked my boss. I said, look, I've been with you for a while now and I want to emulate you. You've taught me a great deal, but I think I could do it on my own. He probably was laughing inside because he said, like, this kid.
Yeah.
But he was smart. He knew that I had something and he was very supportive and positive. And so I did open my own salon at 9000 Sunset Boulevard, which is right up the block.
Right.
We're at 8000 here, so just a few blocks out.
That's amazing. So you're back.
Yeah, and so from the first day, I was booked, I think I had 15 people that day.
That's incredible.
Now at Sebrings, we started the new people, $7.50 for the first haircut, and then $6 after that. That was back in the early 60s.
How much would that be today? Ish.
Oh, like 20, 25, 30,
Okay.
$40.
Okay.
Jay was charging 25 and 50.
So how much would that be?
That was, a few $100s.
A few $100s.
Yes.
Okay, so a lot more than the rest
Oh,
of you
yes,
guys.
yes.
Yeah.
The basic haircut at a barber was $1.75. Okay. So I opened my salon and I was charging $20 back then. And I had 3 other people working for me. I had a desk person, a fellow that shined shoes, and a manicurist.
Someone that shined shoes?
Yes, that was a big, and also a porter, where after you got your shoes shined and he would brush you off at the end. And that was pretty neat.
Wow.
And so at 9000, I was really busy there. Now, at that time, the barbers could not work in the same room as a cosmetologist.
Right.
So if you were a cosmetologist and you wanted a barber to work for you, that it'd have to be a separate area licensed as a barbershop. And see, the barbers were kind of angry that cosmetologists were cutting men's hair and charging all this money, and they were losing something, so they were against us.
Okay.
So I knew a councilman or assemblyman from Orange County in Sacramento, and I told him of our plight. And he said, well, that's not fair. You were taught to cut hair. And so we got a bill passed. Jay Sebring and I hooked up and we formed a guild, the International Hair Designers Guild. He was president, I was vice president.
That's incredible.
We got this bill passed, and now if you had to go to school and pass the test for barber test.
Right.
So you had to learn that. So there was a window of I think a year and a half. So all you had to do was take the test. So I studied and I took the test and I passed.
Okay, for a cosmetologist or a barber?
For a barber.
Okay.
So I got my barber's license. All I did was have to take the test.
Yeah.
But I had to study for it. Now, it was on a Monday and it was 1969.
Okay.
That weekend was the weekend that Jay Sebring was murdered. So I went and I passed, and he went to heaven. From that, at this point now, today, barbers can work in the same room as a cosmetologist. It's unisex.
Yeah.
My shop at Sunset Plaza was licensed as a barber shop and licensed as
cosmetology shop?
Yes.
Yeah.
But then after that, after the law was passed, everything,
It was like a salon.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So basically, and from there, I was at 9000 for 13 years, and then I decided to move because I just felt it. You could feel it in the air, and my sense of business told me I needed something a little bit bigger. And location also, because I was in an office building on the 3rd floor. So at Sunset Plaza, I was on the corner with my name outside, and people would drive by. Oh, they could see it.
Yeah.
So that's nice advertising.